an interesting example came up early on when we started, after we had built these different levels of integrity into our program, was that we were confronted with an exercise of licensing a number of hydropower dams in the state. Now, these facilities come up every 30 to 50 years for relicensing, and the state needs to issue a water quality certification to ensure that water quality standards are being met. When we were actually building our water quality standards, a lot of the attention and the biological response that we were building into law really involved experience that we had with biological response as it related to contaminants and wastewater discharges, not to something such as a hydropower facility, which doesn't have contaminants and has a kind of a completely different habitat effect rather than a water chemistry effect. So a question that we had to answer was, were the standards that we built into the law robust enough that they could address not only a water contamination issue, but any other type of stressor issue, be it habitat or anything else like that. Interestingly, we found that indeed we could measure below these dams the effect, and that it was relative to the intensity or the intensity of the manipulation that they were causing these rivers to endure. In some cases, we had high quality water coming through the dam where effects on the habitat were not severe, and in fact we found that biological integrity, as measured by the biological information, indicated that. In other cases, we had, again, situations where we had high quality water coming through a dam, but where manipulation of the dam was severe, and we were seeing significant effects that the biological integrity of those communities were not being protected, and that we needed to make changes in management. And then there's kind of another set of facilities that we ran into, is where we had a hydropower where there were contaminants, in other words, upstream discharges. So we had these integrative types of effects going on, where not only the effect of the dam, but also the effect of the pollutants coming from upriver were having an effect, and we had to we used the biological information to detect and measure the severity of those effects. Interestingly, too, while we had a lot of experience in measuring improvements following waste treatment and changes in the biological response there, we didn't have much experience in knowing how changes in the way a dam is managed could be expressed in the biological community. So when we were involved in relicensing these facilities, we put in requirements for additional monitoring where we could track the effect that would go on as new management strategies were imposed on these facilities. And indeed, we found that there was a biological response, a positive response, and that we could manage to bring these facilities into attainment of the biological integrity standards that we had put into our law.